Hey everyone, and welcome. My name's Aaron, and today we're taking a look at the Keeley Verb O Trem. I'll be playing my 60th anniversary Telecaster into a Supro Coronado. Here's my clean tone. All right, so the Keeley Verb O Trem. So this is the smaller, simpler version of this pedal. If you want to check out its bigger brother, the Verb O Trem Workstation, click this link and you can check that out. So this is a tremolo and reverb effect, and you can use either tremolo or reverb or both of them together. So I could turn down, as you heard there, you know, if I turn down the depth all the way on the tremolo, I can just have reverb, or if I turn the reverb all the way down, I can just have tremolo. Or, if you're smart, you'll turn them both on, because right out of the box, this thing sounds really nice. Lush, warm, very warm. I find that sometimes spring reverbs, when they're in a pedal, often sound a little bit harsh. It's like, because the spring thing is kind of that like quick attack, like a little bit lo-fi, springy thing, you know? I mean, it's springs inside of a tank that are like, you know, vibrating, and that's just a very unique sound, and it's difficult to actually get without real springs, but they have nailed that spring reverb sound in this. You could get lost in it. And I found myself actually wanting to turn the effect, the reverb up higher than I would on some other pedals. Especially, it's like, sometimes you get those big box reverbs and they have like, you know, 80 different reverbs in them or whatever. It seems like the spring is always like the runt of the group. It's always the one that like gets passed over, and like you go to the spring and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy this reverb because I'm gonna have spring reverb. But then you go to the spring setting, it's like, that doesn't sound like a spring reverb. Often they sound like, you know, a small room or whatever, but it doesn't really sound like a spring reverb in an amp. But this one sounds very good. It's very lush, very warm spring reverb. Like if I turn on the pedal, turn the tremolo depth all the way down, so I just have reverb here. I'm gonna go to this first mode. Just, they even got like the drippy, like that little like drop when you hit your guitar, if you're doing percussive stuff, that little sounds like a water droplet or something, like in an alleyway. Also, this pedal has 3 different modes. So the top mode, which says RT, is reverb and tremolo, and it's in that order. So you have your spring reverb, and then you have an amp bass tube sounding tremolo. And the effect order really does make a difference, because if you think about it, you could turn your reverb like all the way up, but if you have, you know, a heavy depth like on your tremolo here, everything is being modulated by that tremolo. So you get a very dramatic tremolo effect. It's like everything that's coming before it is being modulated by that tremolo. So that's kind of a classic, the classic mode, that RT mode. Put it into the middle, this Mac setting is actually a vibrato followed by a spring reverb. So a vibrato, of course, instead of a modulation in volume, is a modulation in pitch. So here's the vibrato. Let me turn up the depths just so you can really hear it. So that's a really cool setting as well. If you turn it up like all the way and then turn the depth kind of down a little bit, it almost sounds like a Leslie, like a rotating speaker. Also, if you kind of crank it and get a little bit more dramatic sounding effect, you can do this like quirky stuff. So that max setting is a vibrato followed by the reverb. So the reverb is after the tremolo as opposed to that RT setting where it's before. And then this bottom setting here that says har is harmonic tremolo followed by a chamber reverb. So a different reverb and a harmonic tremolo before it. Harmonic tremolo splits your signal into low frequencies and high frequencies and modulates them alternating to each other. So when it turns up the high frequencies, when it's turning down the low frequencies, and vice versa. So you end up getting this very unique sounding, almost like vibe-like little wah-wah back and forth, modulated, swimmy sort of thing. It's still tremolo, but it has just a little bit of a different feel to it. So just a little bit of a different feel on that harmonic tremolo, followed by a chamber reverb, which is even a more big, like lush sounding reverb. Let me just crank this sucker. Turn it all the way up. It kind of like modulates a little bit, and there's like some like interesting stuff going on in there. But also you have this level control on here, which is cool because when you use a tremolo effect, there can sometimes be a perceived loss in volume because, you know, if you think about it, half of the time, you know, your volume is going away. So overall, it sounds maybe quieter. And so they've put this level control here so you can boost your overall signal. So when you step on this pedal, your signal doesn't go away. So there you have it. This could easily be an always on type of pedal if you set it a little more conservatively here, like at the end of your chain, like I said. Just have a nice little short spring reverb. And then reach down and, you know, turn up the depth on the tremolo if you want to. So there you have it, the Keeley Verb O Trem. Check it out for yourself if you get a chance. That's going to be it from me today. We'll see you all next time.